Welcome back. It is TVU's Most Wanted. Happy Thanksgiving weekend. I hope you're not, kind of drowsy right now, a little sleepy from all the turkey you've eaten, because we have a very important guest on the show, and that is Josh Dyes from Showbread. Josh, how you doing, man?
I'm good, Jared. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I really enjoyed Thanksgiving, as I always do, and a lot of people just skip right over it and get right to Christmas, but I'm not that kind of person.
Well, shame on you, because Christmas isn't a thing to skip over other holidays for.
Oh, man. You know what? We're just not even going to get into that because, seriously, so many people start playing Christmas tunes 2 weeks before Christmas, and I'm just not ready for it. Or 2 weeks before Thanksgiving.
No, just 1 week. 1 week is all you need.
Okay. All right. I could do that. But 2 weeks, 3 weeks before Thanksgiving, not for me, man. So how was Turkey Day for you?
I like deviled eggs a lot. Despite my Christianity, I eat the deviled eggs. And usually on Thanksgiving, I have about a dozen of them. So,
a dozen? That's quite a bit, man.
They're good, Jared. Do you like deviled eggs?
I don't. I'm not a fan, but that's actually a tradition in my family. When we go to my in-laws' house, the tradition is the first person to eat the first deviled egg wins. So everybody gets there really early to eat the deviled eggs.
Really? It'd be awesome if a fight broke out over deviled eggs.
Oh, it's happened. My father-in-law has gotten to my in-laws' house at 5 a.m. before to eat the first deviled egg and then on to work before, I think, Turkey Day even started. So it's happened.
That's kind of cheating, isn't it?
That's why the fight broke out, actually. I mean, that causes fights for sure, man. So wait, where's your cat, by the way? Where's Tofu at? He's hanging around?
There he is.
Yeah. Just sunning. Just chilling in the sun.
He's taking his morning bath, He had turkey yesterday, too.
Yeah, I'm really glad that we got to see Tofu because last interview we did on Skype was such a prominent interview with Josh Dyes and Tofu. So I'm glad Tofu's featured again. It is TVU's Most Wanted, and Josh Dyes is joining me via Skype. Josh, Showbread just released a new album recently, man. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, Jared.
Quit messing around with your cat, all right? We're talking about Showbread now, not Tofu.
I'm on it. Professionalism.
So tell me about the new album, man. Tell me about recording with Come and Live, about raising money for the album. How was that whole process?
It was exciting and scary. We actually started working on the album in January of this year. So that's when we started writing and started trying to figure out how to raise money for it. And around summertime, we started a fundraiser online and set out to raise, I think it was $13,000 to make a record, which is a fairly small amount of money to make a record, but a fairly tremendous amount of money for a bunch of chumps like us to raise up. And people were very generous and very selfless, and in just a few days, we had more money than we needed. And we went to Weed, California to record in the studio where we did most of our other albums, and we made exactly the record that we wanted to make, and we did it just through the help of other people and Come and Live. So it was quite an experience.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. You can get that as a free download if you want to go to showbread.net. You can link up there, of course. Josh, this album sounds different, I think, than anything Showbread's done, and I think Showbread's MO, at least for me, has kind of been every album, there's something different. Sounds a little different, this is a little different, that's a little different. Tell me a little bit about the sound of this new Showbread album and kind of what you guys were going for, and if that's the sound we can expect from Showbread from here on out.
Well, since we kind of had an interesting platform this time in that we were on a new record label and a new format for distributing the CDs free. So we always like to change things around. We thought this would be an ideal time to change things more than we ever had before. So we changed the way that we wrote songs, we changed the way that we practiced them and the way that we developed them, and the kind of songs we were writing. And the first interview I was doing for the album, the guy was like, "Your new album sounds like the Eagles meets REM." And I thought that was such an awesome description that I worked it into our press release. So That's what I tell people when they ask. It sounds like the Eagles meets REM, and they're like, well, "The Showbread album does?"
It's different. It's different, man, for sure. If you haven't checked it out, again, it's a free download. Go to showbread.net and pick up this album. Very, very solid stuff. Now, tell me a little bit about what was different writing this album than albums in the past.
Well, for starters, we wrote it as a 4-piece, which is not that unusual because we wrote The Fear of God as a 4-piece, but The Fear of God was written like we write our old stuff. The songs were kind of like how, they're about like writing a crazy song that works only when you play it together as a band live with lots of energy. And that's the kind of thing we've done on all our previous records. These songs were about, let's write a song that's great if it's just one element, just a piano and someone singing, or just an acoustic guitar and someone singing. And let's work it from the ground up there so that it works on any of its most basic elements, and it works even better when you add a lot of things in there. So it was more like a singer-songwriter type of thing than about, like a really hard rock live energy type of thing.
Huh, that is awesome. That's very interesting. Again, Showbread's new album is out. It's called Who Can Know It, and you can get it for free. Just link up showbread.net, or you can go to tvulive.com and get the link there. The cool thing about having Josh Dyes on the show is he's an artist of all sorts, not just the lead vocalist, the lead of Showbread, but you got this whole writing thing going on. You do comics. I mean, really, you're the multi-type artist here. So Josh, tell me about what's going on with the comic book. Tell me about other stuff that's going on with Josh Dyes.
Well, Patrick and I, my brother, who's also in Showbread, really like to read comic books. So we said, let's try to make a comic book. Unfortunately, Jared, neither one of us can draw worth a flip. So we script comic books, and we have some talented artists who draw them for us. And at first we were like, let's see if we can get anyone to publish this thing. But then the same thing happened that occurred when I wrote my book. After it was done, we were so excited, we said, let's just put it out by ourselves and see if anyone wants to read it. And so far, people have wanted to read it. So we have a comic book called The Black Meat, and it's about cockroaches who are plotting to take over the world from human beings. And then we have another comic book that we're calling Remission right now. And it's about a missionary in India who is taking on human trafficking. So it's really fun. Comic books are really awesome. We like to read them and to write them.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Now, when you're talking, let's go back to the Black Meat for just a second. Talking about cockroaches, is a lot of, there's superheroes in comic books, right? Who's the superhero in those comics?
Well, comic books are not just limited to superheroes, Jared. They can be about a plethora of reality-based ideas or fantasy-based ideas. The Black Meat obviously falls into the latter category. But, and we're really big fans of superhero comics. We're not that artsy-fartsy, so Remission is more of that type of superhero thing, and the Black Meat is our weirdo story, because if it's got someone from Showbread involved, it has to be weirdo oriented.
So no superheroes in the Black Meat, but the new one is kind of more superhero oriented.
Right, but the Black Meat has a cockroach named Giacomo, and he's like a hero. I mean, he doesn't have any powers, and he's this big, but he's a good guy, and he can talk with a special machine.
Nice, nice. I like that. See, I'm interested in this both these comics now. I want to read, so you've sold them well, Josh. Welcome back. It is TVU's Most Wanted, and we're wrapping things up with Josh Dyes from Showbread. Josh, I know that you guys released your album for free, and you guys were talking about maybe doing some free shows, like a free tour. How's that coming along?
Well, it's in the early stages right now, Jared. When you set out to plan something like a free tour, you kind of just think, how do we do this? And we're still figuring that out. But that's exactly what it's going to be. And I think we're leaving in February, and it'll be a full-on national tour. It might have some Canadian dates in there as well. But we'll come to a city, and we'll play a show there. And if you want to come, you don't have to pay anything. You can just waltz right in and enjoy the evening.
That's a pretty interesting concept, man. I mean, going along the lines of releasing a free album is also kind of different, too. Like, what are the logistics of doing a free show for the layperson like me?
Well, you know, first of all, you have to have quite a bit of money in advance so that you can pay for the requirements like gas and food,
Right.
and bills and things like that. But luckily, we were blessed when like I was saying earlier, when we were fundraising to make the album, we kind of had an overflow of money. So we thought, well, how can we funnel this into, you know, our ministry as opposed to like buying cars with it?
That's probably a good call. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah.
people appreciate that.
You know, I mean, we considered it, we weighed it, cars it is. So we still have to save up money, because it turns out putting on a free tour costs a lot of money. But I'm confident that it's going to be provided for, and it's going to be something really unique. We didn't want to do like, oh, let's have a rock concert. So there's not going to be any other bands, and it's going to be more like an experience like you'd go to see a play or a ballet or something.
Really?
Yeah, then it would be that you'd go, you know, you bring a bunch of friends and socialize outside of a rock venue, and then you walk in and see an opening band, you go back out and you come in and do this thing.
Right.
Our version's going to be like you show up and there might be games or food or something, and then there'll be an event, and then there'll be time to hang around and talk and stuff. So we're trying to get it out of the atmosphere of, you know, the social rock concert and more like an event type of thing.
That sounds awesome, man. Now, you said you guys wanted to head out in February. Any solid dates planned yet, or are those going to be posted whenever you guys get details?
They're a whole lot right on the verge of being confirmed, and they'll all be on showbread.net when it goes down.
All right, cool. If you don't link up, check out TVUlive.com. Josh, thanks so much for taking the time to hang out with me on the show today, man.
What about Tofu? You gonna thank him?
Yeah, Tofu. Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate you hanging out again today. You're an integral part of these interviews, for sure. Josh, thanks so much, dude. You have a happy holidays, man. Enjoy Christmas coming up. Enjoy the time coming up to Christmas, dude.
Thanks, Jared. You guys got any Christmas music videos to play?
I think we have like one. So if Showbread, we have two. So if Showbread wants to make one, we'll play it.
Okay, we're on it. I'll work on it this afternoon.
All right, sounds good. Josh, thanks again, man. It is TVU's Most Wanted.